Hybrids are brilliant. No, wait, stupid. No, wait, they're great. No, wait, they're terrible because they're battery cars. But are they? That's what we're going to discuss. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla Weekend. Joining me, as sometimes is Herbert. He's got so much information. He makes me brighter, and I'm happy to have him. Thank you, Herbert.
You have more information. That's why I'm lucky to have you, buddy. Thank you so much. I appreciate this.
We call it synergy. So, hybrids, it feels like it's becoming a bit of a trend. At the Detroit Auto Show and last year at the LA Auto Show, I saw a number of different, there were a lot of hybrids. Jeep's got hybrids. There's hybrid trucks. There's the Chrysler Pacifica, which is now the best-selling minivan in the U.S. because it gets something like 50 miles to the gallon if you're using it in the correct way. So what's the deal? Why is everybody sticking with hybrids instead of getting actually in the game?
I find it funny that you said the word trend because hybrid's been around for a couple decades, Brian.
It has been around, but it was limited for a long time.
The Toyota has done very well with this. And I was just speaking to Omar Holmar's catalog, and he was pointing out that, if hybrids were such an incredible invention that everybody wanted it so badly, why is it that today Toyota's market share for hybrids is significant? It's only at 30%. They still sell all gas cars for decades. Now, it is a trend because clearly many of the legacy automakers are struggling to create pure electric vehicles. And so they're going to step back and say, hey, we make gas cars. We're going to create gas cars with hybrids, add battery to it. And, it does qualify for the IRA incentives. And so what we're going to hear now, and no doubt about it, we're going to hear many, many car companies tout the benefits of hybrid. They're going to say it's the best of both worlds. They're going to say that there's tremendous range anxiety still with your Teslas and other electric vehicles. Oh, be careful. Don't buy that. You're going to be stranded in the road. And then they're going to push that so that because they know they can't produce a profitable electric vehicle. The problem, they're going to succeed with marketing. They're going to succeed, and this is going to be a major fight for us. They're going to say that electric vehicles suck and that hybrids are better. The problem is that hybrids cost more. So by definition, a hybrid is two engines. You need to have the gas engine and you have the electric engine. And it's an additional weight on top of it. The battery is not in the floor like it is on a Tesla, so it's not as safe. The handling is poor. It's like the worst of both worlds, but they're going to position as the best of both worlds. And so the question is, once Tesla producing electric vehicles is able to reduce the cost so that it's cheaper or at parity with ICE cars, hybrids are going to be more expensive. And so then what happens? Are they still going to be able to sell it as much as they want to? So.
I will tell you one reason I've seen that hybrids didn't catch on as much. I'm a spreadsheet guy. That may come as no surprise to you. I would always look at the cost of the gas version, the cost of the hybrid version, and then how many miles it would take me to earn that money back. And the answer was infinity, because the car wouldn't last long enough. It's something like $10,000 more, and you are not going to save $10,000 in gas over the life of the car. So what's the point? What are you doing? All you're doing is introducing an entire second drivetrain with all kinds of problems. Now, politically, a problem I'm having is that the IRA, the federal incentives, treat hybrids with kid gloves. They give them so much more love than something that actually meets the objective. These cars are a compromise. They are not what we actually want. They're not achieving the goals that we set out. And they're getting massive amounts of buyer incentives for kind of no reason. And like you said, the batteries are small, the cars are complicated. If they were that good, why didn't they catch on? My first experience with a hybrid was, I think my friend had a Saturn, like a little Saturn SUV, and this was probably in 2007 or 8 maybe. And it was fine. But GM kind of just didn't care, didn't move forward with it. If we're already going as far as making hybrids, could we just go one step further and make an EV?
I mean, again, you're just hoping for the ideal world, but the reality is it's what the consumers think, not what is real. Like, so these facts, but many consumers have no idea that hybrids are, doesn't actually provide the benefits that you expect them to have, especially after all this marketing that's going to come out. They're going to be brainwashed to think that hybrids are better in many ways. And it's just because the ICE cars companies, the legacy automakers, have no choice. They have to make gas combustion cars, and then they're going to plug in a small, tiny battery and just call it a hybrid so that they can position it as an electric vehicle. They can call it, we've electrified, the term, that we don't call it electric vehicles, we call them electrified because it's a gas car company that's got a little bit of electricity in it.
Because it's confusing enough yet not technically lying. Bear's Workshop has, I think, 67 cars on Turo now, and he has a number of Chrysler Pacifica hybrids. They rent very well. They're affordable, but he never, ever, ever plugs them in because they're managed out of a lot next to the airport, and there's just no infrastructure for it. So these are gas cars. They're just gas cars. Yeah, they get some regen. They're gas with some regen, and that's it.
That's what I heard. We have to pull that stat out, which is that the vast majority, I think, of hybrids, they actually don't charge the battery at all. They don't even know how to charge a battery. And so it's just there.
Yeah.
It's just there.
My buddy Ryan, Lightning Ryan, made his first generation Prius into a plug-in hybrid by doing some clever hacking on it. I will tell you, I've been in electric cars on many, many journeys, and I have never run out of juice. I have, however, run out of gas before, maybe 4 or 5 times in my life. And it wasn't because I had anxiety, it's because I wasn't paying attention. And that's very frustrating. But
Well, I think the big difference is that when I leave my house, my electric car, my Tesla, is fully charged, 88%.
right.
Versus my gas car, it could be times when it's down to 20% left, and then I just got to go to the gas station, but I don't have time. And so there's the actual chance of you running out of gas is more than my electric vehicle because it's every time I leave the house, I plug it in at nighttime. It's fully charged every time I go. So
Yeah.
big difference.
And I've had that happen before where I have to get to the airport. I got to get gas. I got to get to a doctor's appointment. For crying out loud. It's a different situation. There are, I think people will, butts in seats is what convinces it, is what convinces people. Having a coworker who can say, oh, you bought one, tell me about it. These are the solutions. I don't know. I don't count hybrids as EVs myself. I don't think, in my heart, they don't count. I appreciate that you're at least getting better mileage than otherwise, but I can't imagine wanting to buy one because so many of the EV benefits are just missing. Like you said, the safety isn't there. The rollover stats are not as good. It's got twice as many points of failure.
Yeah. I just saw a car dealership guy came out this morning and he said that the most underhyped vehicles right now is hybrids. Consumer adoption has been skyrocketing. This is from Car Dealership Guy just this morning. Market share of hybrids has grown from 6.5% to 11.4% since last year. EV market share has grown at 1/5 of that rate for context.
Yeah, I did a video debunking one of his newsletters. I used to sign up for Car Dealer Guy's newsletter, but I unsubscribed after that because it was so breathtakingly dishonest. This particular one. Normally he has fantastic information, but he owns dealerships and his bread and butter is the dealership model. And he is terrified of direct sales. Well, you should be. Right. It is an existential threat. And he don't sell Teslas, not new ones. Cadillac is going to a direct model. They require you to get on board or accept buyouts. Direct sales are coming. People despise dealers. If the only way for me to get a Tesla was through a dealership, I would go private party. I would have to go to a private party and just buy it that way, because I've decided I am never dealing with a dealer again. Ever, ever, ever. Those guys they provide no value. And I will say that people were saying, oh, the depreciation on a Tesla, I'm furious. Guys, 2 years ago, we had a very unusual situation in the car market. Everything was artificially inflated. Now, Tesla got to keep that markup. Well, yeah, but my $30,000 Accord is still worth $25,000. That's not bad, right? Did you pay 30 or did you pay 45? Because I'm just going to tell you, I know you paid 45. Well, right, but the price didn't change. My friend, dollars are dollars. We've got, I don't know how else to explain that. And, well, Kia doesn't change their price every week. Really? Because they have rebates that are for a limited time only through the end of the month. Is that not a pricing adjustment? Kind of feels like it is.
Sounds like I pressed the button. Brian, you kind of went off on a little tangent there.
Car dealers, man. Car dealers. They are hopefully soon to be a thing of the past. And that guy will say, I've just caught too many math crimes from him to take it at face value. I'm glad that you follow him, though, because it is an interesting follow, as much as I dislike the level of dishonesty surrounding vehicles that are only sold via direct sale. So, guys, in the comments, what do we miss? What do we misunderstand? Let us know. It's the only way we get brighter, with or without Herbert. I mean, he does make it work. But yeah, so stay tuned, stay juicy, and I can't wait to hear from you, clever robots. Maybe in Texas. I don't know. Come find me.